Hello, welcome to The Update. I'm Abby Smith. Real incomes have gone backwards in Australia since the end of 2019, and international reports suggest we are the worst countries for wage growth. The latest employment outlook from the OECD found real wages in Australia are still 4.8% lower than they were just before the pandemic. It notes real wages grew in 2024 for the first time in nearly 3 years, but households are still facing pressure under the cost of living crisis. Federal Police and Border Force have seized more than 200 kilograms of cocaine and ketamine in a major bust. 2 men are expected to face court today over their alleged involvement in a global crime group operating between South America, Victoria and New South Wales. The total estimated street value of the haul is above $68 million. Almost a quarter of Australians have inflicted some sort of sexual violence since turning 18, according to a new study. The Institute of Criminology surveyed 5,000 anonymous Australians aged between 18 and 45 who admitted to a range of behaviours from harassing for dates and sexual intercourse to sexual assault. Researchers hope the study will give an insight into healthy relationships and attitudes towards sexual behaviour across the country. US President Joe Biden's health could pull the spotlight from the NATO summit in Washington, D.C., where leaders are gathering. The meeting is a chance for the 81-year-old to showcase his leadership as questions about his political future loom. Deputy Prime Minister Richard Marles has been invited to attend. He believes the focus will be elsewhere.
I think people are focused on the 75th anniversary of NATO and the challenges that are facing NATO and its allies in the contemporary world.
Telstra is in trouble with the communications watchdog for disclosing the details of hundreds of thousands of customers with unlisted or silent phone numbers. ACMA found the telco breached the conditions of its carrier licence on several occasions after it published 24,000 unlisted numbers to corresponding names and addresses on white pages. It seems Chardonnay is once again the popular wine among Aussies. Wine Australia has confirmed Chardonnay has overtaken Shiraz as our largest wine variety as it shrugs off its staggy reputation. And the Christmas in July Santa recruitment drive is kicking off. Seasoned Brisbane Santa Gavin Conway says the most important part is finding willing recruits.
And while there obviously is a little, Santa people get older and they all go tripping around the world, so we always need to replace a few, and people change their mind, get sick, all the usual sorts of things.
Entertainment and sport next. Daniil Medvedev is the first of the men to book his spot in the Wimbledon semi-finals after beating world number one Yannick Sinner in an epic 5-set battle. Carlos Alcaraz has also advanced after defeating Tommy Paul. Tonight, Alex de Minaur takes on Novak Djokovic in the quarters. No joy for the Adelaide Football Club at the AFL Tribunal last night. Midfielder Izak Rankine's 4-game ban was upheld. Swan Isaac Heaney will not play against North Melbourne this weekend after their bid to have a striking charge downgraded was rejected. West Coast Eagles assistant coach Jared Schofield will be the interim senior coach following Adam Simpson's exit. Simpson has been given the option of a farewell game this weekend. Switching codes, the NRL doubleheader in Las Vegas next year will see the Panthers take on the Sharks while the Raiders do battle with the Warriors. In an expanded schedule, English clubs Wigan and Warrington will also go head-to-head, as well as Australia and England in a women's test. And in cricket, Cricket Australia has announced a shorter women's Big Bash season with more games in big stadiums. A total of 43 games will be played over a 5-week period under the revised schedule. The Gabba will join the SCG and MCG in hosting regular games this summer. In entertainment news, Alec Baldwin has arrived in court in New Mexico, where he's standing trial for involuntary manslaughter over the shooting death of a cinematographer on the set of his film Rust. The actor shot and killed Helena Hutchins and wounded the film's director after the actor was told to take aim with a prop gun during a rehearsal. If found guilty, the 66-year-old could face up to 18 months in prison. The trial is expected to last more than a week. The first trailer for Gladiator 2 has been released. Ridley Scott is back as director almost a quarter of a century since the first film. The movie is set to be out in November. And Justin Bieber has been paid more than $14 million for a 1-hour set at the wedding of the son of Asia's richest man. The pop star attended the nuptials, his part just one section of the power couple's billion-dollar wedding. And that's the latest from the Nova podcast team. We'll see you this afternoon for another episode of The Update.